Stop being blind. Look and study. $50,000 100%. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, and we're going to be addressing quite a bit of things around the entire XRP community. In regards to any sort of price action movement on XRP, I think that a lot of people question if the market cap potential is actually realistic, if we can get to X amount of dollars, whatever the case may be. And today we're actually going to be talking a little bit more in depth on this subject, but also discussing where XRP is actually positioned right now as an asset. So let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. Going back to May 20th, 2022, we did see here Ripple Network will complement, not replace Swift, former employee of top financial messaging platform says. Now, remember, right, like when we talk about Ripple and XRP, for the longest time, a lot of individuals said, like, Ripple was replacing Swift. They were going to kill Swift. Swift was going to cease to exist, whatever. No matter how you look at this, Swift will most likely be around for a while, but if they do not adopt in technology like, for example, Ripple's network, aka RippleNet, they will not, further their network. In regards to what I mean by that is, like, when you actually look at what Swift is doing, they are still very inefficient. This is a video from 2020. We've talked about this video in the past, but we do see what we are looking at with crypto is where Swift would have a forward storage system for most of its payment transactions. This new network will allow instant real-time movement of the funds and visibility for those funds. So we will not have a situation where banks need to return to you and say, have my funds arrived? It is nothing like that. I do not believe Ripple is going to replace Swift. Ripple is one of the complementary networks that will allow those institutions who need real-time to make use of that. We may also see Ripple XRP moving across the Swift network as a currency. And yes, when we look at this, like, that's what the end goal actually is around Ripple with XRP. It was never to actually replace Swift. I know that that was like the long-term sort of idea around this market. But why is this substantial? Well, everyone knows what Swift is doing. Everyone knows who Swift is. They are a company that has over 11,000 plus institutions already connected to this network. They are a very large network as well around payments. They do settle about $5 trillion per day over this network. Now, if they did adopt something like RippleNet utilizing XRP as the liquidity source for instantaneous payments, which is what we really kind of look at, where we do see like instant real-time movement of funds, where we do have instant settlement, that would be absolutely huge for the price of XRP, because currently right now, as we do look at XRP, XRP has not moved much in price action. But if you actually go back to April of 2021, where we did see that nice little surge in the price movement on XRP, what really caused that? Was it on-demand liquidity movement of funds? Was it just speculation? We don't really know the background story behind it, but all I can say is this. If you do have a lot more of these financial institutions, say for so these 11,000 connected to Swift, transacting day in and day out through something like on-demand liquidity, sourcing XRP as the liquidity source, then the price of XRP will most likely have to be a lot higher than what it is currently. Now, also talking about this, David Schwartz himself did talk about the price of XRP. Now, again, like when we look at this, this is not guaranteeing the fact that XRP will be trading at X amount of dollars at some point in time. But we do see, great stuff at the Interledger Protocol team's latest workshop in Tokyo. This goes back to 2017, talking more so about Interledger Protocol, driving the Internet of Value. Then this tweet was deleted because the account was suspended, but they were talking more so about the price of XRP, where David Schwartz does, again, respond saying, if you need $1 million worth of XRP to make payments, the market price will be $1 million. The price of XRP doesn't affect anything. However, higher prices means that the same size payments will move the market less, making them cheaper. So higher is better, meaning around a price per XRP. It just basically means that we would need a higher price point on XRP for having a lot more efficient market sort of maker stance on XRP. And when I say like market maker stance, it just means that it's better to have individuals that only need X amount of XRP when they are transacting X amount of dollars. It allows for them to also go after higher value payments as well. We do see down here, like also with XRapid, which has since then been fully revamped. The payment originators don't hold the XRP, intermediaries do, but we want payment originators to hold XRP because that could also have a big effect on demand. And this is what we mean by, like, when you have these these institutions actually holding XRP, that was their end goal. They want these major institutions to be holding XRP, hence the 50 billion in escrow, because it allows for a lot of the demand to rise around XRP and a lot of the supply to basically be removed from the market circumstances. Now, what does this really mean for the value of XRP? Does this mean that XRP's value will be trading at 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 like we have been hearing around this market for a very long time? Not necessarily. A lot of people think that XRP is going to move all of the money. For example, stop being blind, look and study, $50,000, 100%. First off, listen, I'm just going to be straight up with all of you. When we look at all of the money around the world, do I believe that XRP will have a $50,000 price point on it? The chances of XRP having a $50,000 price point on it are slim to none. And I don't say this to, downplay XRP's value. No, I think that XRP is a very substantial token. I think that the underlying mechanism behind it is very substantial. Now, how will XRP actually rise to like $100 to $1,000 plus or so? Well, in the short term, I don't really see price action like that unfolding. I would love to be wrong. Yes, I will always hold a bag of XRP, and I do advise everybody else that, listen, if you are buying XRP, take your initial investment out whenever you can, let the rest ride, and take profits at your specific targets, and then always have a moon bag. I always have a moon bag of every single crypto that I do hold, because you never know what is going to happen in this market. Anything is possible, and I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, XRP will never have X amount of dollar price tag on it, because listen, it's not like I'm going to sit here and say, hey, XRP will never trade at $100, $1,000, $5,000. No, because we don't know. Nobody really knows. But I will say this. The $50,000 price points, the $30,000 price points, the whatever price point you're seeing from the Hill Capital, for example, a lot of that is to create a buzz around their company. It allows for a lot more clicks. It allows for a lot more monetization through those clicks with advertising. They know exactly what they are doing when they do talk about these high price potential, moves on XRP. They don't really care if XRP goes to X amount of dollars because they're making a ton of money off of individuals eating it up and saying, hey, see, look at $50,000 is 100% going to happen. To me, you can't put a guarantee on any sort of price action in this market. When we look at XRP, though, do I think that XRP will be trading at a very high value? At some point in time, I do believe it will. But I don't believe that it is going to be backed by gold like a lot of individuals are saying, because it doesn't need to be backed by gold. This is the biggest misconception within the XRP community. Like we do see here, if the SEC declares XRP as a currency, it will be the world's reserve currency backed by gold. I don't believe that that is the case. In fact, even around like the world's reserve currency, I don't believe that it is going to be the world's reserve currency. I think that's going to be the world's bridge currency, meaning it would bridge all of the money. Now that would put a significant price point on XRP. We don't specifically know what that price would be. We could speculate, sure, but I don't believe that it is going to be backed by gold. If anything, gold would be backed by XRP, which a lot of individuals have speculated, and I'm not going to speculate too much on that. I just don't believe that XRP needs to be backed by anything, because 1 XRP equals 1 XRP. It's as simple as that. But we do see if the SEC declares XRP as a security, it will follow Kendra Hill's theory. XRP will be derivative, security, and will cover the derivative markets, $1 quadrillion. Now, the funny thing about this is XRP going after that derivative market, everybody has always said like this is all of the money aspect. Remember, a lot of people really kind of put a spotlight on that market, and we are going to be discussing that in this video. But last but not least, we do also see this tweet from Linda P. Jones. Now, she has talked about the Hill Capital for a while, and yes, this is actually regarding the Hill Capital. We do see here Ripple has the potential to become the highest valued company in history. That is because in addition to being valued as a profitable company, it also has the XRP escrow it owns, which is like having gold in your treasury. Now, of course, when we look at this, yeah, sure, Ripple would be the highest value, company in history if the XRP escrow hits like a specific target, but also that escrow is going to be lent out to those on-demand liquidity providers, aka corridors. But also, like I said, going back to the David Schwartz discussion over here, they want XRP to be held by these big institutions. It just makes sense for those institutions to hold XRP. And if you have nearly every single financial institution in the world already connected to RippleNet, for example, then we would see a very large percentage percentage of the XRP supply locked up in major entities that are going to be transacting trillions of dollars per day, which could amount to, price multipliers on XRP. And I'm not going to sit here and say like XRP can't go to $1,000. I actually do think that XRP could be, valued way higher than the $1,000, price tag. But that is like a long-term sort of, viewpoint, and it is a lot of speculation that actually goes into that as well. There needs to be a lot that lines up perfectly around that. But we do see down here, like, what would the value be of the Federal Reserve if you were able to own it? Ripple's price comparison should be thought of like that because it is going to run all of the money. Like I said, having this idea that it is going to run all of the money and just kind of like saying that statement is a little bit, misconcepting to like a lot of individuals out there that will read this. I don't believe that everyone should believe that XRP is going to run all of the money or Ripple is going to run all of the money. We look at like bridging almost all of the money. That's like the big thing that everybody really brings up. I could see that happening because of liquidity reasonings, but there's also other assets in the space that are very, lucrative DLTs for CBDCs as well. I do think that we will see a multi-ledger, financial system, but XRP definitely will play a pivotal role. We don't know exactly if it's going to run all of the money. I think that is just like a logical way of thinking. Bridging, if it is the liquidity bridge, that would make a little bit more sense. Like I said, going back to this one over here where we really kind of talked about like, it going, or this one, sorry, when we were talking about like all of the money, it would more so, it would make sense to have XRP as a bridge currency than it, being like running all of the money, for an example. We do see down here for my back of the envelope calculation to add, your own investment research, not financial advice. Listen to this. And again, this is going right to our website. And I'm not like, this is no hate towards anybody. I'm just saying like a lot of the stuff that gets, thrown out there around XRP, especially with like price predictions, if it's going to run all of the money, if it's going to do this, that, it's all mostly for clicks and monetary reasonings. And I don't mean this to hate on everybody. I'm just saying like make sure that you are taking a lot of this, information with a grain of salt and you're not like, playing into it perfectly and saying like it's guaranteed XRP will be a $10,000 coin. Trust me. I know when you go over to, for an example, CoinMarketCap and you're sitting there looking at XRP at 30 some cents and you're like, well, they said that it's going to be a $50,000 coin. It makes you want to go all in. It makes you want to just buy a massive amount of XRP because you're thinking that it's going to go to $50,000. Don't be that person. Like I said, if you think that it could happen, possibly, hold a moon bag. Don't, sell that moon bag, hold it long term, and that's basically how you would play this. I know that there's people that will say, like, I am not selling until $10,000. I just think that is very illogical, and I don't think that is, the right play. Of course, I would love to be wrong. But also, talking about the derivatives market, again, this is like a market that comes up quite a bit in regards to like XRP and Ripple because this is a very large market. We do see Ripple partners with crypto facilities for XRP derivatives. This goes all the way back to 2016, by the way. A lot has unfolded since then. And again, like this is actually an older article, but they are talking about like Crypto Facilities is a London-based financial services firm that provides FCA-regulated risk management and trading solutions for digital assets. And of course, this is around XRP derivative offerings on Crypto Facilities marketplace. Now, we don't know exactly what happened with this partnership. I did not look too much into it besides this, saying, like, listen, XRP has been, or Ripple has been trying to target the derivatives market for a while with XRP. And, since then, we have seen a lot more unfolding around that. For an example, going back to December 1st, 2020, we do see here, like, how do derivatives drive new entrants into the crypto market, where they did fully break down this entire market and break down where, again, crypto could play a pivotal role within that market. Now, since then, we have seen quite a bit of talks around this market, specifically from the BIS, but just recently we've seen a major breakthrough announcement. But first off, down here, like, again, there's a lot of estimates on how large this, market actually is. This is going back to 2020, for an example, December 1st. We do see down here, like today, the Office of Comptroller of the Currency, OCC, estimates that banks currently have exposure to more than $200 trillion notional worth of derivatives, underscoring their global importance in financial markets. Now, again, over here from the BIS, we actually see that the notional value that was being held December 2021, so one whole year later, was actually $600 trillion, and it dropped from 610 to 600 trillion. Now, again, nobody really knows the value of these markets. They could only put an estimate on them, and you could actually look this up. Everyone does say like it's a $1 quadrillion market, but I would say it's probably around 600 trillion. This is from the BIS themselves. They have done a research study on derivatives in general, but this is still a very large market. Yeah, sure, it's not the $1 quadrillion market that everybody was talking about, but it's $400 trillion in a change. And the funny thing is that like if you go back to 2020 to 2021, there was a change of $400 trillion anyway. So most likely we will be at like $1 quadrillion by this December, if of course a lot more of this market has grown, which we could technically say that it has declined due to the bear market being here. But we will most likely hit the $1 quadrillion mark on this market anyways. And the reason why I bring this market up is because we just seen on the 10th, SBI Group reports investee getting CFTC approval for OTC derivatives trading in the U.S. Remember, SBI Holdings is such a massive giant around XRP and Ripple. In fact, they are they own like most of the banks over in Japan, and a large portion of them are in support of Ripple and XRP. And them going after this derivatives exchange is pretty interesting. We do see here, under the U.S. Commodity Exchange Act and CFTC regulations, derivatives exchanges must have approval to operate as a designated contract market or swap execution facility. And it looks like they are trying to get that approval. I thought that this was interesting because when we look at this, like in a Tuesday notice, SBI Holdings, a stakeholder of Clear Markets, said the CFTC had approved the U.S. subsidiary operating a swap execution facility in which it plans to offer derivatives trading for the U.S. dollar and Bitcoin pairs. The Japan-based financial services company said its market maker plan to expand its trading partners in the United States following pilot transactions on Clear Markets. Now, again, like I said, there's a lot of exposure to the derivatives market, but I think that the main idea around that market, specifically from the XRP community, has been the idea that like XRP will settle all those transactions, the $1 quadrillion worth of transactions. So the price of XRP would have to be $50,000 plus. It would have to be X amount of dollar plus because it's going after this market. I think that is a very illogical way of going about it. Again, there's still a lot of money that gets transacted. For example, even on Ethereum. Remember, in Q2 of 2021 alone, 2.5 trillion dollars was settled on Ethereum. So again, the amount of flows going over something like XRP or even Ethereum or any asset in the space doesn't account to the value behind that specific asset. Now, if we are talking about liquidity sourcing, where you do see large portions of XRP supply being utilized for liquidity and settlement services, then we could see the price multiplied, and we could see prices like $100, $589, $1,000. $10,000 is a little bit of a stretch, but hey, is it possible? Anything in this market is possible. We just have to really kind of look at the idea on like what is actually going to happen, because right now I would say like almost 100% of the talks around this market is speculation. I mean, there's surely a nice percentage that is there that is 100% proven. Like for an example, there's a large portions of XRP based corridors that are transacting on a day-to-day basis. On-demand liquidity is up massively in terms of those transactions. There's a large amount of entities in regards to financial institutions and banks that are a part of RippleNet utilizing XRP as an on-demand liquidity bridge, basically. There's a lot that isn't speculation, but I would say like there's a large portion of this market that is still, fully speculation. Like I said, crypto is still 100%, a speculation game, but there's still a lot that is unfolding rapidly. There's a lot that is, true, that you can actually do the research and find out exactly what is happening. But again, like I don't want everyone to be sitting here saying, all right, well, I'm not selling a single XRP until, $1,000, $10,000. Like, that is just a very illogical play. If you're sitting here waiting to sell XRP at $30, $50, even $100, that is not too illogical. I could see those prices happening eventually, but I would not be holding my entire bag for those prices. I would be, selling a very large percentage of it, once we hit the all-time high to $10. And I think that is a very, good way to not only de-risk your bag, massively, but also capitalize on taking profits. If anything, if anyone that has been a part of this market learned anything during the last major bull run, it's to take profits. XRP was trading at around $2 back in April of 2021, and if you didn't take profits, I mean, you're down massively in regards to price action. First off, like if we go over to the all-time chart here, and let's actually look at this real quick. So it's going to take a little bit of time to load. Let's actually go back to, let's go back to April. I want to do this. So April 1st of, I think that I could change the year time frame on this real quick, because I just want to show you guys like why taking profits is such a major opportunity in this space. Like I think that it is something that you should 100% be doing, because it just makes sense to. So here you have the price of XRP hitting like this I guess $2 range. This is like volume, by the way. If we actually go to like candles, we could actually look at the candles as well. But it was trading at about like $2. And anybody who didn't take profit there is not only down on most of their investments if you were investing during this time, but you could have capitalized on not only selling at around $2, you could have bought down here at around like 50 cents or so. You could have sold again back here at about almost $1.50, and you could have been rebuying down here at 30 some cents. Like this is why profit taking in this market is key. You will when you look at this market and when it tops, you will be left bag holding until the next major run up. Most people are still bag holding XRP from going back as far as like 2017, for an example. So again, it just does not make sense to not secure profits. If you do not secure profits, this market will take those profits away from you. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.